Good afternoon, Red Devil Addicts fans. This is Joel here. I'm still in the heart of Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. I'm at this very famous ground, cricket ground, where they use this ground not only to play soccer but also cricket. It's at a club. It's called the Selangor Club. Just came down here to meet some friends and have a nice meal. Uh, and it doesn't stop me from doing the show from wherever I am. And again, guys, I have been flat out this last couple of weeks. But you know what? The Red Devil Addicts fans, I know you guys have been waiting. That there's not much content. We're going to start doing a lot more stuff. I'm going to start pushing more. I've done a lot of promotion out here, so there's a lot more people are going to start adding towards our subscription, and that hopefully then it'll become a position for us to go live. So just bear with us. I'm going to have a whole lot of content uploaded in the next coming week. But me and Darren said, hey, we can't stray away from doing the show now. We know we're playing Everton tomorrow, coming back after a nervy win against the Moldovan. Was it the Moldovan? Sorry, the Cyprus.
Cyprus.
The Cypriot team in Cyprus. We came out on top 3-2. I think one of those biggest issues I had in that game was conceding 2 goals, which we shouldn't have. We did not keep a clean sheet, especially after we've conceded against Man City. And I think Darren, there's something that that Ten Hag really needs to look at from a perspective of what needs to be done. Because I look at, for some reason, Malaysia has sort of tempered down a little bit in terms of his game style. I don't know why that is. It could be just that people have sort of worked out how to play against him. But I think that's something that needs to change, because we are playing a very different Everton team. I know Everton hasn't been doing great over the last the start of the season, but I can tell you they start to come good, which is very, very important for us to take all 3 points to keep pace. Look, even though we were grinded out by Man City, to a very good Man City team, but looking at the table, we are still probably about 5 points away from them. Is that correct, Darren?
Yeah, I think I can't remember exactly, but I think it's something like 5 points. But with a game in hand, though.
We've got a game in hand. Correct. Yeah. So I think that's really key for us to build that momentum or keep pressure on the top by winning the games that we that we're going to be playing up until the World Cup. When you start winning all of those games, getting maximum points, which we hope that will give us a sort of a good standing in the league before we actually break for the World Cup. But I want to get some thoughts from you, Darren, going into the Everton game.
Yeah, so it was reflected on the game the other day. Obviously, we got the win. That was the most important thing. But yeah, as you said there, it's just the goals that we're conceding, and we are conceding like a lot of goals now. It's like 6 against City, 2 against the Cyprus team in midweek, and then even before that, we conceded every 4 at Brentford, 2 against Brighton. We did have that spell where we went for a couple of clean sheets, and we thought we were getting like on a good clean sheet, get some good clean sheets on the a couple of games in a row. I think Ravan's been a big miss. I think he's definitely he's been out of the squad now for either out of the City game. Well, he came out like halfway during the game, didn't he? And then he was out in midweek as well. So I think he's made a big difference, not him being there. But yeah, I don't know what it is really. It's just we just seem to, the goals were conceded as well. They're very sloppy goals. That first one in midweek was just, it's schoolboy defending. When you have a corner, if they've got 1 attacker, you keep 2 back. And people might blame Marcella, but I think you've got to blame the whole team, because if you actually look at it, when he lost the ball, just look at Sancho. He just jogs back, and that really frustrates me. And we've seen it against Man City as well. Him and Anthony, we already talked about this, didn't we? They didn't track back. And
Yes.
you can see again, Sancho, especially Sancho, even Anthony to a point as well, but especially Sancho, just didn't track back at all. And you actually look at Ericsson. Ericsson sprinted, and that's what I want to see. You know, okay, lose the ball, that's fair enough, but you know, at least track back and try and win the ball back. And we just didn't see that enough. And I think Sancho is going to be, for me, I think he won't start against Everton. I think he's not, you know, not saying like he's going to be, you know, he's not a Man United player, but I think for now he just needs maybe a little break just to say to him, you know, you need to work for your place in this team. And I think Marcelo as well, I think he's been a bit poor lately as well. I think in the long term he'll definitely be the left back. You know, I think you know, I really do like him, but I think he's new to the club, so you know, I think he might just need a like, you know, maybe a week or two off, because I think it wasn't expected for him to like, you know, come into the team straight away. So you know, he's done well up to now, but maybe he just needs that little break, you know, just to refresh, and you know, and then hopefully he'll come back and he'll be, you know, as good as he was before. But you know, the Everton game is going to be a tough game. You know, they've got a good. I think they haven't lost in like 5 or 6 now. I think they've drawn quite a lot of games, but you know,
Yep.
it just shows that they're hard to beat. So away from home as well, it's going to be a nighttime game. You know, Goodison Park's always a tough game, especially at nighttime. You know, under the floodlights. I remember a few games we've had there in the past at nighttime, and they've always been, you know, hard games. You know, the fans are right on top of you because it's quite like a small stadium, one of those like old-fashioned stadiums. So I think it's
Yep.
going to be one of they'll be on top. So we have to be up for it. We're going to have to really, you know, turn up. If we don't turn up, Everton could beat us. And you know, but if we can play like we have done against Arsenal, against Liverpool, then I think we've got a good chance of, you know, getting that win. And as you said, I think it's important now that we, you know, between now and the World Cup, put a good few wins together to make sure that we're in a good position when we come back after the World Cup, you know, to go for that top 4.
Yep. Definitely. Now I just want to get into the as what you pointed out. It's not going to be an easy game, especially at Goodison Park in the night time. We've not really had much luck after we've won a couple, but we've also drawn and lost a couple of games. But I think the key fundamental is whether we can get Moran back into the starting lineup, into the starting team. He did train, but whether Ten Hag's going to pass him fit to start is a key
Yeah,
factor. I'm not a big fan of partnering Victor Lindelof and Martinez together. I
no,
think it was quite evident in midweek it wasn't really working.
yeah,
This is where we really need Martinez. Rafael Varane back. But from the striking perspective, I think Rashford getting 2 goals and of course Anthony Martial scoring the second straight game. It's a big. It's sort of a big boost for us because if those two can start to forge a partnership as they did,
hmm,
that would give us a lot of a lot of options, and that gives us a lot of confidence moving forward. And of course, with Anthony and Sancho, but correct, like as you were saying, that Anthony and Sancho, one of the key problems, my personal problems with them, is they don't track back to follow or help out the wing backs, and that's where we get caught up. They're very forward-minded players, and they don't know how to come back to track back and give a lot of assistance or give it the well-needed assistance to the left back and also the right back. And that's where the problem lies with United at the moment. I think that's something that Ten Hag's got to address. But look, let's again, it's still a work in progress. I'm hoping that Ten Hag will see that as a problem, and he will start to address those things quite, I would say, before the World Cup even starts in the next couple of games, addressing those things to getting them to sort of track back, getting them to learn to be able to track back. I
hmm.
think that's very, very key
I-
into
yeah. I'm
what
a
we
bit
want.
Yeah, a bit surprised by Anthony really, because Anthony is one of his players, isn't he? So I thought he would know like how he wants to play. Um, so I was a bit surprised more of Anthony than Sancho really, because he's played, he knows how Ten Hag, the manager, will want to, how he wants his team to play and how he's like defend and stuff. So I was just a bit surprised at Anthony, the way he's been. He's been actually okay going forward. He showed some good promise in
Yeah,
the game last. He scored that great goal against Man City.
Anthony.
But
Yeah,
it's more about attacking than. But it's just wondering whether the managers. I don't know if the managers told him to not track back. I'm surely that's not the case, because surely you should do this anyway. You shouldn't have to get told to track back. It should be something that you should just, especially against the big teams, it's something you should be doing anyway. But I think Martial, I think he looks like he's picking. I think Martial's got a start now. He's scoring goals, and it'd be good to see Rashford, Martial, and Anthony, to see how they do.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, Darren, as I said, we're gonna come back again. We just wanted to talk about how we sort of performed respectively in midweek to the Europa League. There's a lot of signs of from a defending perspective that we need to really look at, that the manager needs to look at and sort of change those things and put things into perspective. But I think that's something Ten Hag is aware of, and I think that moving forward he will start to address them, because we can't keep leaking in goals, especially in a crucial moment, especially when we really need to be keeping a clean sheet and scoring more on the opposite end, which is important. Um, but look, Darren, we're going to come back again tomorrow. I'll be
Mhm.
flying back from Kuala Lumpur to Melbourne. I'll be back in Melbourne time at 8:30 Melbourne time in the evening, and I'll get ready, and we will probably do a pre-match show just before kickoff. We
Yeah.
want to look at the lineups, and also give you all the latest news, whatever that's coming in, and also update you on what's to follow, and also I've got something to announce, and that's something that I'm keeping it very close to my chest. Even my co-host doesn't know, but I'm going to do this tomorrow. So
Mm.
keep you guys all ticking along and taking it, in suspense, like what Sharon did with Darren. The big Man United player that we're going to unveil. It's actually the Red Devil Addicts player that we're going to unveil.
You're
Our
still
chief
waiting. You're still waiting for him, are you?
But I've got something exciting that just to add more flavor to the show, and also to see what else we can actually work through. As you know, the World Cup's coming, so I shall not give too much away, but I shall keep you guys at your feet, and let's all unveil it tomorrow, and then our listeners and our subscribers will be able to see it in the next couple in the weeks time, once I've put everything up, and then we can catch up on doing our matches as we go. Again, I wanted to apologize on taking a long time to upload some of those things. I've been traveling at the moment, and internet hasn't been great wherever I am. So it just takes a longer time to edit and put our shows up. This would have been really great if we were doing it live, because it automatically goes onto the YouTube channel itself. But look, we'll bear with it. We're still going to keep you up to date. We are coming back stronger. I'm going to put a lot more thought into how we're going to make this channel much better. And now that Darren is back in the UK, we'll probably get a lot more things going on his way. And guys, so don't forget, as I always like to tell you guys this, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Red Devil Addicts, on YouTube, and follow us on Instagram. That is also the Red Devil Addicts. And we will see you tomorrow for the pre-match discussion. Darren, it's for me signing off from Kuala
Yeah.
Lumpur,
Yeah.
and I will be
Yes.
back into the Melbourne time zone. So again, there will be changes in timing.
Yeah.
But we will make it work, because we love this game. We love Man United,
Yeah,
and
we
this is
do.
what we're going to be keep. We're going to keep talking wherever we are in the world. We are going to be bringing you Manchester United, the best club in the world, news and exclusive to you guys. This is me, Joel, signing out from the Red Devil Addicts.
Cheers. Thank you.
Bye.
Right.